So far we've dealt with simple inequalities, meaning that it just has one inequality symbol. Yesterday in this section on our guided notes, we had something such as a is less than 3, a is greater than or equal to 3. Today we're dealing with compound inequalities. So compound inequalities come in two different varieties. We've got two inequality symbols, no matter which compound inequality we have. And then when we have those compound inequalities, they can either be an and you'll see and written as one big sentence like this. The other one is called an or inequality, and the or inequality is going to have or in the problem. So such as a is less than 0 or a is greater than or equal to 2. So when we're graphing these types of inequalities, they're going to look a little bit different. So when we're graphing inequalities, we would find our two numbers. Our numbers are 0 and positive 2. So we would say 0 and positive 2. And then just like when we have a simple inequality, we're going to fill in that circle if it could be equal to. And we see right here that a could be equal to 2. So we're going to fill that in. And it's going to be the same way on both of these. Our or inequality, we're also going to find our numbers, and we're going to go ahead and circle them. And then just like in our and inequality, we're going to fill in that 2 to make it a closed circle because 2 is potentially part of our solution. Now the difference is when we have an and inequality, it's just going to be a range in between those two numbers. A is going to fall in between 0 and less than or equal to 2, which means we're going to highlight this section in between those two numbers, because since it could be 1, if we put 1 in here, 1 is greater than 0, and it's also less than or equal to 2, so 1 is part of our solution. When we have an or inequality, it's going to be the exact opposite. It can't be 1. We could see that 1 is not less than 0. That's not true. 1 is also not greater than or equal to 2. So this section in the middle is not part of our solution. So instead of graphing in between those two circles, we're going to have our arrows point in opposite directions. Meaning that it could be negative 2, because negative 2 is less than 0. It could be 3, because 3 is greater than or equal to 2. But it cannot be this small little range in the middle.